back. Now, one thing I love about the Dell is their Windows Hello login. So right now, open it up, it's on my face with the sensors and it logged me in. Now on the MacBook, we don't have that. We just have Touch ID, just like you have a fingerprint scanner on the Dell. So I can log in fairly quickly here, but I really wish this notch included Face ID. Now I really like how the inside of the XPS looks. It is super clean and modern. The trackpad is hidden here, and with that, it has an even click, and it is nice and responsive. I think it's the second best trackpad on the market, whereas the MacBook, just a little bit quicker, a little bit nicer, but both are excellent. The same thing goes with the keyboard. The Mac's keyboard is really nice, and the Dell's, even though it's flush with these large keycaps, it has a lot of travel, and it feels really good. In my opinion, slightly better than the MacBook. Now, one big difference that you'll notice is that we do not have any function keys on the Dell. It's actually haptic, and for the most part, it's not terrible. I think the one thing that gets to me sometimes though is that the escape key is not physical. Even Apple made that change with their touch bar, and same thing with the delete key, because I do use those pretty often, so I prefer the physical function keys on the MacBook. Now, as you can probably see, we have these speaker grills on the side of the XPS, and they've updated this with new 8-watt speakers. And on the MacBook, it's hard to tell with this dark color, but it's also there. So let's go ahead and compare the speakers.
When you sign up for Gusto, you get easy payroll, affordable payroll, automatic payroll. And Gusto doesn't just do payroll. Gusto also does free account setup, unlimited payroll runs, customizable pay schedules, paychecks directly deposited into the bank, contractor payments, taxes automatically calculated and filed, downloadable payroll reports, health insurance, employee onboarding, and more. Get started for free at gusto.com today.
That's impressive.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here.
Actually, my department uses Monday.com, so I'm good.
Work management tool? No, that's not for me.
Well, Monday.com is all about flexibility, so you can make it your own. You could choose pre-built layouts for anything, or build your own workflow. You just open a board, you choose the columns you need, you can move them around, or filter by what's most important for you. That way you're not always chasing your work, you perfect your process.
I gotta show this to Ted. Hey, Ted!
47 targets are evacuated.
He's remoted to Wednesday.
No problem. We just tag Ted on Monday, write an update, and there you go.
Line has been eliminated.
Okay, so how do I use it?
You just go to Monday.com and you can see all your work, you can get a broad view of everything you do, or celebrate a small win. It's actually kind of fun.
Okay, so how does one sign up? I'm just asking for Ted.
Just go to Monday.com and start your free trial today.
All right, guys, you heard that for yourself. The difference is pretty massive. The XPS does get loud. I believe the MacBook is louder, but the highs are toned down a little bit. But as far as bass, there's a whole level of this song that you simply can't hear with the speakers in the XPS, because the MacBook does have a 6-speaker system with 2 dedicated woofers that really helps. Now, as far as the displays, there's actually a good amount of similarities. As far as resolution, the Dell is slightly higher, but it's very close. And both of these actually go up to 120 Hertz, and they can lower their refresh rate in order to save battery. The MacBook will actually go to 24 Hertz, the XPS to 48. Now, the Dell does have a touchscreen built in, so if you like to interact with your finger, you could do that. And the one big difference is that we have an OLED display here compared to a mini LED. And watching back some of this HDR footage, both of them look really good in a lot of these scenes. I would say the darker scenes, the XPS looks better, but in the brighter ones, the MacBook actually reaches up to 1600 nits compared to 500 HDR rating, so it can get a lot brighter and the highlights can really pop if you have those black dark scenes. Now with that, the OLED has pixels that completely shut off instead of zones. So because of that, it should get pure contrast, but looking at the image,